you look here in 2014, we had already in progress, and they had naval architects drawing up some blueprints. So now can you build a boat from that? These two answers. One of them is no, and the other one is heck no. Right? Putting it politely. But can you build a boat from there? No. Look over here underneath, and you see some of the blueprints. Not all of them, but some of them. And now you take a blueprint, and you realize that the blueprint is used to make a piece of the boat called a template. And this is a pattern. The template is a pattern, and that's going to go in somewhere in the boat. So at this point, we're going to give you guys a chance to evaluate the work that our builders have done. So have you ever done any blueprinting? No?
No.
Okay.
Heck no.
Never ever, yeah.
No and heck no,
riders.
right?
We're riders.
So this is for station 41. 41, you look up here, let's see, well, here it is, right here. So now your job to demonstrate for us, you take that and line it up over here for the piece that you see that's part of the boat. You take two hands and line it up, don't worry about the holes. Look at how the piece, can you see it? Yeah, look at how that piece fits.
Yeah. Our sister worked for
So-
an architect firm, and she made blueprints, printed them out for them. all the
So
time.
think about the process again. It's blueprint to template to finished piece for the boat. Now, just to show you, here's station 41. That's for this. Go to 42. Hold it on there. Hold that piece on there on 42. Watch what happens.
Well, the other something. Yeah, there's.
Doesn't fit, does it?
Too long.
Because you got some. Yeah. See what happens then? So basically, we have all these ribs going back up into probably up into the 50s, and each piece requires a different template, a different blueprint, and that's what happens when you start making a boat like this.
And so what is the project here overall for the audience?
What is the project?
Yeah.
It's a Seneca Chief, and what we're doing is we're building the boat for the 200th anniversary of the Erie Canal. Okay, folks, watch your step. This is an active wood shop, so be real careful where you walk.
You're watching CIS.
We contracted out. Superman came in. We told Superman we need to bend a piece of wood, so he came in, had a spoonful of kryptonite, and just went, right? So if you believe that, then you got a problem. But look here, and you guys won't do this, but I'll show you. Look at the pressure that this thing is under. See it?
Yeah.
See how that's under tension?
Yeah.
That piece of wood was formed about 2 weeks ago.
Really? Wow.
And it's white oak. It was soaked and then steamed.
Okay.
And I'll show you the steaming process as we get up toward the front. But that's still under pressure. That will become a rail like this, and it'll be up toward the bow because of the bend that we put into the wood.
So you have to control how much bend you put into it. You have to know exactly where it's going, yes?
You just don't go bending, you gotta go exact forming it to what you need.
So how do you measure that down here? How do you know that you're getting the right amount of bend in it?
Well, the answer is templates.
Of course, yes.
Yep, templates. And we take them off of there, and I'll show you that if you ask me again. What you can see here, this cut is going to have another piece that overlays this and will be shaped to the bow of the boat. And that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's that piece that we just looked at there.
Okay.
So you can see the bend in it and you see how it goes. walked 73 feet. From the back, I'll call it the back to the front. Or if you're nautical, from the stern to the bow. Okay? You walk 73 feet. Here's the piece of white oak. You want to see what white oak is like? Try picking it up about a quarter inch, don't go any higher than that.
It's got a bit of a bend in it too.
Yeah,
Wow.
a little bit,
Jeez.
but that'll be,
Yeah.
that'll be coming out. Now, as far as boat building, look behind you and see what we got going there. This is white oak, as is this piece. What we did is we threw this in the canal out here. Got plenty of water to soak it in around here. And then we steamed it in that chest. The steamers are down there, the propane tanks are over there. Steaming, you do 1 hour per inch.
Per inch of length.
No, per inch of width.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're steaming right here. You're going on that.
So about 3 hours of steaming.
Well, actually, I think they had it in cooking for about 4.
More. Okay.
Yeah. Then you've got maybe a half hour to work. And what'll happen is they took it out of the truck, brought it over. It's all set there. They had the jacks, all the blocks. And our master boat builder was directing all the guys how much jacking to do, how much pressure to put on it. We need to do more in the back. No, wait a minute, stop there, go to the front, put some more curve into the boat here. And he had a couple of guys in the same time frame over here with their template. And here's the templates that are all put together. There's 20 feet of template there for that piece of wood.
Okay.
And those templates, the guys would hold them there and they would take a look at it and measure it and see how the bend was coming at that point. So now they're into the whole bending process. It takes probably something under a half hour to get it set, jacked up properly. And then from there, they're ready to go. It stays there, it cures, it dries out, and hopefully when they take the jacks out of it, it's going to be perfect curve the way they want it. But you can see how the whole thing then kind of works itself into the bow itself for the support rails.
So and this was when was this bent?
When was this one done?
Yes, sir.
About 10 days ago.
And how long does it have to stay like that?
They're probably going to leave it there as long as they possibly can. Use the one that's down on the floor first.
Mm-hmm.
And then that will be the inner rail over there. And then after that's done, this will be probably maybe 3 weeks before it's used.
And once it's bent and taken off, it'll maintain that shape.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be awful if it went level again. I go, oh my God, what happened? Right? So now, if you're going to be good boat builders, you want to look here. There's a couple things that we can show you. One of them, if you look at this big piece, select white oak as your preferred wood, because that's a good, solid, sturdy wood. It's still available. There's an arrow on there. See where I'm pointing? Mm-hmm. That arrow shows you which way the grain runs. Okay? So the grain is going like this. And now, here's a dock. So here's the boat coming into the dock, and all of a sudden, bam, it hits the dock. What happens to the boat? Hopefully, nothing. But if the grain were running this way,
Right.
what would happen?
Split.
It would turn into toothpicks with it, would shatter. So it's like a piece of steak.
Yeah.
If you cut with the grain, it's easy. If you cut cross grain, you've got trouble. You gotta saw just a little bit more. So that's one thing here. So you're gonna be a good boat builder, then look over here. You got these bolts. You gotta know something about working with metal. If the metal doesn't do what you want, you can either cut it, weld it, braze it, bend it, or in this case, what we did is we wanted the bolt to never come apart. So we peened it. So the peening process, just take a punch. I mean, any of us could do this. Take a peening, or take a punch rather, and just take a hammer and smack the heck out of it until you distort the threads. And once you ruin the threads, you can't back the bolt
Get
out.
it off, yeah.
Yeah, so now it's there. It's there, it's a permanent fixture at this point. And those are set, they're never gonna come out. Probably the easiest way to do it would be to take a chisel and split the whole piece of wood and then pull the bolt out. So, those are things that happen. Okay, now I've got one for you guys. You gotta pay attention here real carefully. Look here on the ribs, starting with number 2. Look in, you can see the little notch here? You got notches and they're all the way back. Every rib, I guarantee you, has a notch in it. And on the other side of the keel, you have the same thing. The question now for you, what does those notches, or what is the purpose of those notches?
For rebar?
The what?
Rebar?
When it
Weep
swells.
hole. Gentleman's got it.
A what?
Weep hole.
Wheat hole.
Yeah. What'll happen, it's a wood boat, it's gonna leak. The water can run through those holes. Depending on how the boat's loaded, it'll run forward or aft. At which point you just put a bilge pump in and pump the water out. And I had a kid tell me, that's where the wires go for the GPS antenna.
I was gonna say drainage,
Yeah,
but
just drainage, that's all it is. So here's a piece that you looked at earlier. You can see how it's bent and installed there for the bow, give strength. And remember, we're talking not a lightweight boat here. It's probably gonna be something upwards of 25 tons when it's done. And where could you sail it? Want to take it out in the lake? If you take it out in the lake, I wish you good luck because you're probably going to have a very short lifespan.
Yeah.
It's a flat bottom boat. It has no depth. It only sinks maybe 2.5 feet because the canal originally was only 4 foot deep. So if you got this thing out in the lake, it flip real quick.
Because it stays on top of it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's made for the canal only. All right. So careful where you're sailing now. Don't take it out.
I was going to this afternoon, but
Try stealing it.
Look at this. How are we going to get it out of here? Oh my God. We're building a boat in the basement. We can't get it out of the house now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going
Out the
out.
back door.
It's going out
It's
the
gonna
back
go out
door.
these.
Yeah. Going out the door into the canal back there. So, all right. Watch your step, and we'll walk back here. We have a model up front. It'll show you all the steps. We're using cross braces right here. You can see the bronze bolts going in. And the keelsons, the 3 big pieces that you see here, have a very interesting story. Who's from Buffalo?
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Western New York. Who's from Western New York? Yeah, well,
Texas. She's my
Okay.
sister. She's
so
visiting.
what happened, we have a construction company, I think it's Carolina or North Carolina, Higgins Construction Company. Higgins gave us this piece of wood, massive piece of wood. It was about probably, I don't know, 80, 90 feet that they used to use as a crane. That wood was stored in their warehouse for 93 years. So you take 93 years, and then the tree took probably well over 100 to grow to that height. So we have a piece of wood here that is probably by several years predating the Erie Canal.
Wow.
So Erie Canal boat, Erie Canal wood, same age. So So Higgins helped us out. We cut that one piece of wood into three, and they are called the keels. Those three pieces that you see here. Okay, keep going. Okay, from your look at the boat, can you see how this moves on? We've got the ribs.
Sorry.
There's
Three keels,
the three
right?
keels and pieces.
Right?
Some of the places we have the cross plank and then the final flooring. And you can see how that's all going to come together then. So that's the look from the model.
Interesting.
All right? Now, remember way back when we started, what was the ceremony called?
Wedding of the waters.
Wedding of the Waters. What was the name of the boat?
This person has.
Test.
Yes.
Seneca chief.
Seneca Chief. Thank you.
It says so right there.
That's right.
He's cheating.
Okay. Set your camera up for me. Okay. Three of you stand right here if you would, please. So we have the boat in the background. Don't go too far.
That's really nice. Very
No beer. No beer, but we do have, we'll put you in the middle. You're going to be the keg
All
holder.
right.
That's a good
And
idea.
I'm going to
Wedding of the Waters,
All right.
hand on the bottom, flat on the bottom, and one on the top.
as done in 1825.
So we're not, there you go. Hold it straight up so we get the good lettering. And I will be back with the camera.
I think we may need to. No, it's still going. Doing good.
Okay, let me get in here.
Oh. Yep.
Okay, last question before we take the pictures. What's the name of the boat?
Seneca
Good
chief.
chief.
And what's the ceremony?
Wedding of the waters.
Okay, you got it.
We graduated.
You passed your test. There you go.